welcome back to my channel. Today is a story time kind of day. If you guys have been on my live this week, you would kind of know the story already. However, as well as you would be really concerned as to why I'm on the floor right now, guys. Thursday when I'm supposed to go live from this very spot in my living room floor, there was a 40 leg and I've been traumatized since. So if you guys see me looking down, I'm looking for the same 40 leg. Yeah, I'm very afraid of those things. So if you see me looking down, you know, as a matter of fact, I'm gonna put my hair where I can find it, because if I feel my hair somewhere else, I'm gonna think it's a 40 leg. Alright, boom. So I have been meaning to do a story time for a while. There's another story time that I promise you guys that I hope that I can deliver this week. I've really been having a very, emotional time, because my anxiety has been beating me, especially with everything with this COVID-19. So guys, please wash your hands, practice social distancing, keep it clean, guys. Wear your masks. Yes, sometimes they're hard to breathe in, but it's better to struggle to breathe in a mask than on a ventilator, and that's just on period poo. As it concerns COVID-19 and my life, I'll be collaborating less. So you guys will probably only see Netanya and like my best friends on this, like Shalon and Shaq. I'm not even sure. Maybe Tony, I'm not even sure, because the thing is, you want to limit your movements as much as possible, and everybody's just trying to stay safe, and I want my friends to be safe just as much as they want me to be safe, and I want you guys to be safe. So yeah, but without further ado, let's get straight into this story time. In the second year of college, I believe, I had a major exam coming up, and I don't really test well. I'm very smart. I don't even need nobody to tell me I'm smart. I'm very smart, but I don't test well, so I excel in things like coursework and them things, because I love schoolwork. I don't love tests. So before my exams, I usually get very anxious, but not like a detrimental anxious, not like a whole ass panic attack. I just feel nervous, because how I cope with doing work, how I do work well, is not how you do work in an exam. So like in an exam, I would want to be able to sing and probably make like a beat on my desk. Music is very important to me and how I'm able to function as a person. I don't do anything without music. I don't walk, I don't bathe, I don't do work at work at home. I can't do anything without music. So being in an exam now where it's so quiet, also sound is a major part of my anxiety. If the place is just super quiet and I can hear every little single thing, and it's like I can hear the person beside my heart beating, I'm stressed out. Can't imagine something there. Anyways, cool. So it's exam time, and myself and my friend Jamila are studying on the phone. I'm gonna take off my shoes. I don't know why I'm wearing shoes in this video. Yeah. Me and my friend Jamila were studying for our final exam, as I just said, and we were there on the phone and everything was going fine. She's asking me questions, I'm asking her questions, what have you. All of a sudden, I hear 8 gunshots, and it sounds like it's at my backyard or in my back door or at least next door. That's how close it is. Now, I don't live in an area where this is an everyday thing, so please understand that this was very frightening to me, and especially for it to be so close. So I'm hearing this and I legitimately froze up. Jamila's like, Denille, are you okay? No words. Denille, are you there? No words. I'm sure the girl thought I died, because first of all, my phone fell. So all she's seen is black and she can hear the gunshots. So she's also, I'm sure, having her own episode over there. And I'm just like, oh my God, am I going to die? I don't know. Like, you see, anxiety, is a very irrational set of fears. So, hearing gunshots outside, the first thing I'm going to start thinking is that I am going to die. When really, actually, logically speaking, it really doesn't have to be about me. But I was panicking. So I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to die. And I remember just freezing up and Jamila saying, Denny, I'm going to call the police. And thanks, but I didn't know what to do. Guys, my whole body was just in shock. I started to sweat. Guys, this is an HonestTube. It's about to get graphic in any second right now. I started to sweat profusely. My palms, my whole body started to sweat. And then it's like I started to lose control of my, yeah. I started to pee. On myself, and like I got up. I was able to get up at this point, and like I went to the bathroom to pee. And the whole time I'm on the toilet peeing, I'm shaking. I'm shaking, and like I feel like I'm going to cry. And I'm just there like, oh my God, where did I get all this pee? Like, oh my God, did I drink like a 2 liter of water? What is going on? I'm just peeing and shaking. And then, of course, my belly really started to run away with itself. I cannot even tell no lie on this YouTube sheet. All of my downstairs controls just went. So this is when my mother was alive and whatever, and like I could hear her calling me from her room because she didn't want to come out, because I mean, this just happened. Like, you don't know if the people are still out there. You don't know what to expect outside. So my mom is calling to me and she's like, Chrissy, are you okay? And I can't even answer. And my mother's like, please just answer me and tell me that you're okay, because I'm sure you're down there. Like that. Like, she's like, I know you're down there panicking, because my parents know me and the anxiety thing. And I finally, mustered up the strength to say, Mommy, I'm okay. Anyways, 2-2s. When I said 2-2s, like maybe 10 minutes, the police came, and the guy that was shot, he was actually lying there, and people were out there talking to him and telling him he's gonna be okay, blah blah blah. And this guy's body is like lying down at the corner, like my avenue, like to turn to my humble abode. And I saw the man there lie down, and I was just like so freaked out just hearing everybody outside and everything. And I was just like, God, I just need to get to my bed. So after that whole panic attack and the bowels and the pee, and I didn't tell my parents because I didn't want to talk about it. So I said, I'm going to go to my bed and figure out this exam tomorrow. I woke up the morning, got dressed, ready for school, thought I was ready. Went to the exam room, and at the exam room they're going to ask for your ID. So I'm there rummaging through my bag to find my ID. There is no ID. I'm like, they nearly had one job. Where's the ID? Anyway, I'm there, and a lady comes over. I think she's one of the ladies that were collecting the bags. She was definitely working there. I don't remember what she was doing. And she came over and she's like, are you okay? And I'm like, I'm really not sure. I was like, I'm trying to find my ID and I can't find my ID. I need to do this blasted exam. Falling apart, So she's like, what's wrong? So then I told her what happened the night before, and she's like, oh my God. And she's like, I think you're having a panic attack right now, and I think you need to go to the health center. So I said, panic attack, health center? I said, lady, and I said, me feel the exam here right now so we can like turn into something, anything at all. And she's like, no man, the university will definitely give you another chance to do the exam, but I think that right now the state that you're in, especially after such a traumatic event last night, you need to go to the health center. Now guys, a fun fact about me, I'm gonna be honest, my anxiety really dictates how I live my life. Meaning, there's a lot of things that I wish I could do by myself, but I just really can't. So things like going to the doctor, if you're my boyfriend, you have to carry me to the doctor when I'm sick. You have to stay there. So if it means you have to take your time off a little workplace something, you have to carry me to the doctor. So that me can't go doctor by myself. Like, me will hyperventilate and dead. Like my current doctor, Dr. Perry, before he even tries to understand what is currently wrong with me, he always tries to give me a pep talk and assure me. And he's like, Denille, you're not dying, you're okay. And he will talk me up because he knows how anxious being at the doctor makes me. So for the first 10 minutes, my doctor is just trying to calm me down. So with that being said, you can imagine what's going through my mind going to this health center by myself. So I walk and I walk and I'm like, oh my God, what's the worst that could happen? What's the worst that could happen? What's the worst that could happen? I'm like, oh my God, it's just a doctor. Nothing's gonna happen. Da 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 da. Blah blah blah. Just relax. Just relax. 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 I'm talking to myself the whole time. The whole time going there. I get inside and the front desk lady is just like, yes. So I'm like, hey, I tell her what was wrong and I needed to see someone. She's like, anxiety. She's like, why everybody think them have anxiety? Why you think you have anxiety? She's like, chances are nothing is wrong with you. Can I have your health card, please? I'm like, the love and care at the health center at school. Anyway, in rummaging through my bag to find my health card, it's like the whole situation did really start to take a toll upon me, guys, and I don't want to fill up, but I did honestly start to cry because I am a chronic crier and the pressure was really on because I don't know if this lady really want me to prove some I have anxiety, so I'm gonna get one paper. I never really know what to do. So I broke down and she's like, are you having a panic attack right now? She's like, listen, I'm going to have you see someone. Just sit, just sit, just sit. Then I sit down and it's like my fall apart come and say, so this panic attack thing going to follow me everywhere? That was the first thing that come to my mind because I'm like, there's no way that I had a panic attack last night. Had one looking for my ID and then looking for my health card. Like these basic things are going to make me fall apart. Like how am I going to be an actual adult if I can't look for things? Trust me, then that set me spiraling. Guys, I spiral out of control a lot, which is why I try to manage the things that I consume. I try to manage, you know, who I talk to, how they're speaking to me, how early I look at social media and those kind of things, because I'm telling you, my mind, I spiral out of control easily, and when I'm down in that rabbit hole of sadness, I don't know how to come out of it. So I'm there spiraling in the doctor's chair, just there by myself saying, Jano, look at me, another statistic. Like, me just start thinking the worst because I, you know, started to Google about anxiety and it just never did look so nice. And the one bag of medication, I'm like, oh my God, I'm gonna have to take medication. And I'm like, does this mean that I'm a mad person? Like, I started to just think the worst. It was really difficult for me being in the waiting area. Anyways, I go in and I meet with the doctor and, you know, I explained everything to him. And he was just like, the truth is you do have, you know, anxiety, and it's something that I want you to get, you know, the right care for. So he assigned me with a psychologist and said, you know, you need to see this person at least twice for the month because I wanted to get this thing under control. And, you know, right now you don't have it under control. He's assigned now, you don't have it under control right now, because he asked me like a series, ooh, sort of make listen. Yeah, he asked me like a series of questions, guys, in case you thought that he just magically diagnosed me. It wasn't like that. He asked me a series of questions that really made me also anxious. I don't like questions, by the way. If you're close to me, or, you know, if you live there with me, you know, I don't like questions. You can only ask me like probably 2 questions. I don't do questions. You can't ask me 3 questions back to back. It make me anxious. Like, I can't explain the part there of it, but I don't like questions. So if you're gonna ask me enough questions, you have to break it up and ask me throughout the day. I can't manage. Anyways, so after he diagnosed me and assigned me with a psychologist, I said, alright, cool, I'm gonna attempt this. Again, as I said, I don't like going to the doctor by myself, so I asked my friend Natalia to come with me. Now, Natalia had felt like she, you know, would also want to see a psychologist, so we said make we go do together. So we went there and we sat down and we were filling out the forms, and Natalia was just like, Denille, this form alone is making me anxious. And she wished me good luck. She really did leave me. I don't feel left or anything. Like, I understood that she was really overwhelming for her, because it was overwhelming for me too. The amount of questions that they put on this sheet is as if it's to say, you want me to diagnose myself right there and now. And they're like, you know, do you think you're depressed? Why do you think you're depressed? This. What type of anxiety do you think you have? You want me to guess? You want me to guess and tell you what I feel about my little self now? That now make me feel like I don't know, they just start overthinking the whole process. Come and say, I came here because I have anxiety, but the forum started to make me think that maybe I am depressed. Just be depressed. Like, guys, spiraling. That's why I just tried to keep myself to myself and just be myself, because I can't manage life. I'm there The form psyched me out. So I said, alright, cool. Finally got through the form, and I'm like, if I make it through this form, I can make it through anything in life, because that form made me feel very naked. I didn't like that. So I reach in the room now, and the lady tells me to sit, because I did say that I'd prefer a lady. I don't know why. I think I would have preferred a man, now that I think about it. But yes. So I went in, and she told me to have a seat and give her a second. She right on our clipboard, guys. That made me so anxious, because I'm like, sis, I just came in the room, I've told you nothing. Why you alright? That I'm saying, this place is a person with anxiety's worst nightmare. Anyways, I'm there, and like I hearing like a sound that I can't explain. Guys, me start rock back and forth. Me start get really nervous. Me I look around and me say, where is that sound coming from? Anyway, she looks up and she says, are you okay? So I'm like, nope. She's like, what's wrong? So I'm like, there's a sound in here that I can't identify, so it's making me nervous. And she's like, it's a clicking sound? So I say yes. She's like, my love, that's the AC blowing the blinds on the window. In that moment, she kind of made me feel like I'm mad, because it's like she said, girl, you have to get your life together. I can't the blinds you want to run from. But if I cannot explain a sound, guys, it really, me there, me yard. If I can't explain one sound, I cannot go to my bed. That's really just how I am. So anyways, she spoke to me, and she's just like, okay, well, let's get to the root of the issue here. So she started to ask me about my parents, which made me feel very uncomfortable, to be honest, because I'm saying, my parents could not love me anymore. They don't have anything to do with this. Please ask about somebody else. Then they started to ask me about my boyfriend, and if my boyfriend is abusive, how my boyfriend speaks to me, does he affirm me, that kind of thing. Then she asked me if I have siblings. I said, yeah, I have 2 siblings. So she started to ask me how I feel about my siblings, and to be honest, that made me very uncomfortable, because honestly, in my life, before YouTube and before my mother died, didn't even know I have siblings. So clearly, it's not something that I want to talk about. How I feel about anybody that I'm related to other than my parents is very interesting. They just really growing up feel like an outcast as it concerns like being related to people, which is why I so gladly and I welcome not using my last name, because I don't know if I feel connected to anybody like that. Like when I get married, I'll have a last name, but I don't feel that like it's not there like my friends and my family. So it's like when she come and ask about my siblings now, that was really like a sore point for me. And she's like, you need to talk about the feelings that you have for your family and blah blah blah. And I was like, I don't love that. For me, family starts and end with my mommy and daddy, because my parents are A1. But it was really difficult for me, and like, guys, that was honestly the last time that I went to a therapist, because it's so hard for me to talk about certain things. So it's like, what's the point? What am I go for? I'm not going to want to tell her my business. So then, yeah, it just made me really anxious. I don't think that the first experience I had was really good. She really wasn't welcoming. She made me feel like I was being grilled. So I don't know, maybe if you guys have any nice therapists that you want to share, you can hit me up. But I just didn't feel welcome. I didn't feel good after the session. It just made me feel like something's wrong with me, because she kept reinforcing that, you really need help. Like, what, lady? Don't come make it seem like, say, me I go through anything more than nobody else than Tom, Dick, and Harry. Don't act like that. But the whole time, they made me feel like I am the most insane person that they've come across in their years of study, which I know cannot be true. I'm not Michael Myers. I'm not trying to kill nobody. Come on now. But how they made me feel was as if I was a crazy person. And I think that if you're working with people with mental illnesses, then I think you would have a little more tact, but I guess not. But yeah. So that's really the story about how I found out that I have anxiety, and my first trip to a therapist that turned into my last. I am going to do a follow-up to this. I mean, the follow-up to this is really gonna just be my therapy to myself, because I think that YouTube is really my therapy, where I really talk about some of the things that I really think help to shape my anxiety. Apart from that one traumatic event, I think I'm gonna also talk about the social anxiety part of it another time in another video. And I'll also be doing a video about how I feel like I'm an absolute failure in life. And I feel like when I when I get the strength to do that video and talk about how I feel, I think I'll feel better. That's one of the reasons as well why you guys probably have seen me a little bit less on YouTube. I do feel, I'm feeling very sad during the season. I'm okay with saying that. My nail fell in the toilet. I'm okay with saying that because it's my HonestTube. I'm being honest and real, and I want to be able to watch these things back in the future. I'm not saying anything that I feel, I mean, there's nothing that I'll say that you guys can use against me, because from it is that I've decided to say it out in the open, it's just out in the open. So it's like, yeah, right now I'm in a phase where I feel like I'm not doing anything with my life, and me not gonna turn out to be nothing, and it's really difficult, really overwhelming. But there's so many moving parts to it, so it's just so much more than just feeling worthless. Why do I feel worthless? I feel worthless because I am not doing what I said I would be doing, and I don't feel like I'm only staying true to myself in half of my life, which is YouTube, and I need to stay true to myself across the board. But it's like, right now I'm just doing what I have to until I can do what I want to do. But yeah, I don't know, like, I'm wondering if this sounds too sad, but this is an honest tube, and like, honestly, you know, people who watch my YouTube for laughs or whatever won't even make it this far in the video, so it doesn't even matter. And I just want people to know that, you know, you see people and you don't know what they're going through, and you see people and you think that you have them all figured out, and you don't. Be kind to people. That's definitely what I'm going to close this video with. Be kind to people. Love people immensely. Take care of your brothers and sisters. Take care of the people around you. Take care of your friends. Take care of yourself. This life is so short, and like, 2020 has definitely thrown us a lot of curveballs, and I can definitely say that I've seen people be a little bit more kind this year, because, you know, we're all mindful of the fact that we're all going through a pandemic. But whenever this pandemic ends, I want us to carry forward that same kindness. Like, be kind to each other. Be kind. And honestly, that's all I have to say. Like, comment, share, and subscribe. Trying to get to 10,000 subscribers. Yes, that's it. I'm not say nothing more, because I get emotional, guys. Honestly, like, just be good to each other. Take care of your mental health. Mental health matters, and you matter, and keep going, guys. Just keep going.